Hello and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I would like to show you the very brand new Svoemesto Kayfun X. Yes, it's a new Kayfun. After a lot of Kayfuns which I have, this is now the Model X, which means it's the 10th birthday of Svoemesto. So cheers, first of all. X, pretty easy, pretty nice, I think. Comes in a carton box as usual, sealed. Of course, this is not sealed anymore. And inside the carton box we have another carton, which is also since quite a time usual for Svoemesto. And then we have here for the manual a QR code, which is English and German, by the way. And then we have a spares bag. We can have a look in it. And also let's see if now there is a manual included. There are no pictures on it. No pictures, so I think there is a slightly bigger one when you click on the QR code. And we have O-rings, and these are quite a lot of O-rings, because I was wondering if there is especially an O-ring for the top fill mechanism hole. But yeah, I think pretty much all of them are included here. Okay, I'm gonna put it back and put it away, and this is it, the X. This away, something else in here? Nope. Fine, so this is the X. Zoom, where's the zoom? Here is the zoom. I just grabbed my description from the Svoemesto website. So we have a price of 149.95 euros. Release is the 20th July. I don't know when this video is online, but it should be around that date. And we have new features like the Aerokon airflow system, which is the same as on the Light Plus version, so not completely new. But we have a new top fill mechanism. It's called CCS. That is really stunning. We have a close look on that, of course. We have a free positioning of the whole tank unit, especially for the X logo and the positioning for the top filling. This is quite unique and pretty interesting. 316 stainless steel. A PSU tank, which should work for most of all liquids. Also for some tank wreckers, not completely all kind of liquids, but really most of them. The airflow is stepless from 0 millimeter up to 1.8. So maximum is 1.8. And for those of you who have problems to get their specific proper MTL setups, I mean, to have a single 0.8, there are not so many RTSAs out there, but it is quite possible. Below a 0.8, I have no idea if someone's vaping below 0.8, maybe there is, then it will get hard. There is the Cabio MTL has a 0.7 screw as an option, and the other side can be blocked off. That is the only RTA I can remember right now that has an airflow option below 0.8 millimeters. So if you are at around 0.6, no idea. So this is stepless from 0 up to 1.8. And this is quite cool, and it's a really good airflow system. And we have 24 millimeters, and we have a tank capacity of 4 ml, a brushed steel finish, and we have stainless steel, PEEK material, POM material, and PSU material. That's all from the facts. Now we will have a closer look. So this is the X logo for the 10th birthday of Svoemesto. We have fixed airflow air inlets here from the outside, and on the bottom you see this looks kind of weird, these cutouts here. Yeah, this is the point where at first you can close the liquid control by pulling the complete unit, and on the other side, if this is pulled a few millimeters, then you can freely turn the complete upper unit, and the bottom 510 unit here will stay. So this is quite cool, but I think the coolest thing ever is that you are just pulling here and pressing here. So this is now cleaned, so I think the O-rings are not really lubricated quite, and here you can fill. And so this is I think really the amazing point. You will maybe realize that it's not the first RTA to have this kind of top fill CCS mechanism. I think the Aerokon RS2 had the same system, but I can tell you that this is absolutely solid. It feels 100% solid, and we will break this apart completely, and I will show you that there are no parts inside that can worn out in a short period of time, some kind of, I don't know, springs and stuff. So we have steel on steel for the main unit, so nothing can break here, and the only other spare parts, which of course can get damaged from time to time, are O-rings. And I mean, changing O-rings is definitely absolutely no thing. So this is a mechanism which is absolutely solid. So you can do this 1,000 times. Nothing will get damaged here. It is really good. But I think we go from top to bottom. So first of all, we have a nice looking MTL triptych. Oh, by the way, before we go on, it's the 10th birthday of Svoemesto, and they are bringing out a 24mm RTA, which has some really great features, improvements, revolutionary design aspects and functionalities. And the main thing, which I find really good for such a big company like Svoemesto, when they bring out their special edition 10th birthday, it's an MTL RTA. And I think this is the main thing to say, yeah, MTL is important, really important. So from my side, thanks to Svoemesto, that they're bringing out for their special edition an MTL RTA, which has a maximum airflow of 1.8 millimeters and the lowest airflow of zero. So you can imagine that a tight MTL airflow is quite possible. Okay, the triptych here, it's maybe a touch too loose, but it works perfectly. The inner bore is not a lot. I did not measure this out. I am sorry. I imagine it's around a 3.5. Should we check this out? Yeah, maybe we should. I'm sorry that I'm not prepared better. Where are all my steam pipes, coil chicks? Because they are definitely the best ones. Okay, so So this is a 3.5. This is a 3.5. Yeah, it is 3.5. Perfect. So clarified this. Yeah. Another improvement and interesting thing is that you can see the form factor here of the bottom part of the drip tip fits correspondingly to the inner part here. So that means you will not have a lot of condensation here on the drip tip, which is quite revolutionary because condensation at the bottom of the drip tip is quite normal on our RTAs, on all the vaporizers actually. So this is quite nice, but it just wobbles a little bit. That does not disturb by any meaning the vape quality, or when you have this piece in your mouth, you will not recognize any wobbling. It's just if you do this with your finger, but that actually makes no sense. So then we have this fantastic filling mechanism thing here. We have to break this apart, of course. We have the PSU tank, as you can see, because it is not completely clear. And then we have here cutouts for better grip to open the deck. You cannot change these airflow slots here by any meaning. And then we have the bottom where we have inside our screw. And I think this is quite good to see, and it's exactly the same as the Light Plus. The screw itself is not the positive contact. The tube around that screw is the positive contact, and it is protruding. So it's not, don't worry about any mag mods and stuff. So no matter how you are using the airflow screw, you will get positive contact. Absolutely no worry. I will, or I want to say a little bit of comparisons towards the Light Plus. And the most important thing to say at the start here right now, I modified my Light Plus because I was not totally happy with the airflow system here, because there was only one hole from the outside, and I forgot to measure that hole. 1 second. This is a 2. It's not a 2. It is less than a 2, and my measure system does go until 1.5. Okay. This is... I'm not very good prepared, but I think we can make it somehow. This is a 1.5. So, the one airflow hole, which was originally drilled here, is less than 2 millimeters. I think it is around a 1.8, and the inner maximum airflow is also a 1.8. And my idea just was, why shouldn't we use a better air compression, saying that we have more holes here from the outer side and all get together inside the deck, and then we have the Aerokon system, and then we have a perfect airflow. So I just gave this to a friend of mine, and he told me, yes, I can do this for you. So now we have 6 holes by 1.8 millimeters, and this is quite perfect for me because it really works good. Here, it's different. We have 6 holes on the outside, but these holes are smaller than originally on the Kayfun Light Plus. These holes are 1.2 millimeters. So we have a maximum incoming airflow. I checked this yesterday. I checked it yesterday, and it was definitely more than 2 millimeters, but I can't remember right now. So it is definitely enough. These 6 holes with 1.2 millimeters each are definitely enough, but when we are opening everything, there are some points I would like to talk with you about. This one of the first improvements from the Light Plus to the X is that this is better to grab for opening the tank. The Light Plus is really not perfect to open. This is a main thing on the Light Plus that disturbs me. Here on the X, opening and closing the tank unit is perfect. Absolutely no issue. So then, we're gonna break everything apart. This will be fun. Here are the simple things. This is the PSU tank without O-rings. It's exactly the same as on the Light Plus. We don't have any O-rings for holding our tank glass unit. Then you can see the liquid will go down here from these 6 holes and will get down here in this area, in this outer area here, and will get down to this area here, and then we've got 2 feeding holes. They have each 1 millimeter size, and then it goes up here. So 2 holes on each side makes 4 in total, and then the feeding is coming from the bottom part here where you place your cotton. It's a Kayfun deck. It's a normal standard Kayfun deck we know since years, and it's a good deck. It's an easy to handle deck. It works really, really well. The feeding, in my opinion, is really perfect. There's absolutely no issue. The cotton whorls work perfectly, easy to wick, everything really, really good. But first, we come to this new mechanism, and what we have to do when we want to disassemble it, we have to open this top part here. So just check if you can grab some wrist band, whatever you have, or some gloves. So you need to open this part. This is sealed by an O-ring. Easy, and then we have this part, and we have a ring. The ring can only be put in one position. It's not possible to make this different. And then we have this part, and this part. Here you see, this is stainless steel on stainless steel, and the only thing that makes some air resistance is the O-rings, nothing else. So there is no further mechanism. It is just design, and I think it is great. There is one essential thing to tell you if you put this again completely together. It is absolutely important that this shaped part here corresponds to this fill hole. So this must be exactly like this, that you are blocking off the fill part. I will show you this. When you use the other side, then there is a very, very small gap between the O-rings and the top steel part. So this is really essential that this is made the proper way, and in this way the logo, the X, will correspond to the fill hole. Otherwise, you will just flood your deck, which I also did by accident. Just important for you to know. Okay, so then everything I think is quite clear. This is also held by an O-ring, and here you can see the typical small chamber of a Kayfun. So this is also well known. So a little bit tight, good to go. The deck. The deck, as I said, it's Kayfun. It's, in my opinion, absolutely great. Works really, really perfect. But now are coming the really, really important things. we will open up the deck completely. This is the same way as on the Light Plus and on the Light. Just the last O-ring is a little bit more heavy to grab, and then the isolator is falling out. I will show you my Kayfun Light right now. This is just filled with liquid and a coil and stuff, so this will be possibly a little bit messy right now, but that does not matter. I want to show you something very important. The main difference from the Light to the X, beside of the functionalities. So in my special version, you can see here the holes. 6 holes are going just right in here, and then the Light Plus hole has 1 air entry to the Aerokon system. So this is just 1 slot. And now we're gonna check the X version. So here in the base, you've got all the 6 holes coming inside, 1.2 millimeters from the outside. And then we are coming inside to another holes. And these are also 1.2 millimeters, but these are 8 holes. These are not 6, these are 8. And this is one thing I just don't understand what is the reason for it. Please remember when I come to my conclusion at the end that on the outside ring we have 6 holes, 1.2 millimeters. On the inside ring we have 8 holes, 1.2 millimeters, and then we have the Aerokon system. Everything is quite good to clear. You can also take out this part. This is also held by an O-ring, and you can also, where was it? I think this was, yeah, this was one part here. So this was one part, this was one part. All right, O-ring, all right, easy peasy. We will put this together. We need the insulator. Furthermore, I cannot go deeper by breaking it apart, because here we need a special tool which I don't have. And this is quite interesting because it was another older Svoemesto model for what I bought these tools here. And the problem is that these tools do not fit in here because they just need to be longer to go down to the bottom part here. So I have no tool to break this more apart. It's definitely possible, but if you want to exchange something on this unit, you just need a special tool for it. So this is important to know. Keep an eye on this bottom O-ring. This is a little bit harder to push inside. And then we've got our threading to assemble this properly. So, and now we just did a mistake because this is the special feature, and I think I need a mod to do this correctly. So now you first have to put this on a mod to push it down, and then you can turn in the deck completely. Otherwise, you will do something a little bit wrong. So now, yes, everything is working great, and I can show you what's going on here. Yeah, I think it's best to show you like this. The complete refill or fill way is, first is you have to pull. By pulling, you are pulling the complete bottom part, but not the part with the 510 threading. So now you can see all these small cuts. In this position, you can move the complete upper tank freely, absolutely freely. So you can put your X logo wherever you like. But the other thing what you are doing additionally is that you are closing off the liquid control automatically. So in this mode, we have two working modes. The one is liquid off and we can fill, and the other is travel mode. So the liquid control is closed. So if you go by, I don't know, if you run over the mountains or you are in a plane, liquid closed should be your choice, and this is it. So this is, I think, an absolutely great feature. And the next step is grab the upper ring here, pull it, and then here I have it on this side, here's the X. Open the cap and fill. And this works really good with every bottle, so it's absolutely great. And if you are done, put it back, push the upper ring, so now the tank is closed, and then push the complete unit, and then the liquid control is open. And this is a feature which is in total fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And now we will have a look on this here when the tank unit is off. So what is happening? Normally the liquid comes from these holes here, just in this area, and then goes here inside to the 4 liquid ports, which are coming by capillary effect and pressure and gravity to the ends of your cottons. And what you do is, by pulling this is, you are just closing all the way to the liquid holes. That's all. It's quite easy and spectacular too. It's really, really great feature. Totally easy. The mechanism is totally easy, but it works 100% great. Totally great. Now we go on. Nearly half an hour. Wow. I'm just talking too much. Okay. A typical Kayfun coil and setting, which works the best for me, is you take the thinnest candle wire you have. I think this is the maximum of thinness. It's a gauge 30, it's a 0.25 millimeter. Below this, the wire will be too soft to handle. And then you are using a 2 millimeter IG. I just think that this is the Kayfun style, and this works really, really good. The deck, not new, we know this. We have clamps on each side. This works perfectly for thin wire. So we will check this out right now. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just taking my screwdriver and just closing. And the thing with the perfect thing with thin wire is that you can just grab your wire and snip it by hand. And that means that it is perfectly snipped. It's not possible to get any short, because the chamber is small. Just keep an eye that there is no wire ends here on the screw head. But in this method it works perfectly. So my typical setting means that my coil is pretty high. That's my Kayfun setting. You can see the post height and my coil height. And the next very important thing is, and I have to say thank you to Svoemesto about it. The delivery I tried to do it exactly as it was delivered to me, and that means that the Aerokon system is set to 0 millimeters. So in this system, the Aerokon screw is inside the whole way completely. That means that you can see the sting here. This is the Aerokon system. And the sting is now set to 0. So this is now a setting which you will not wait because it is 0 and no air comes through. But on this setting, you should set properly, so you set up properly your coil height, because this is the maximum that the Aerokon screw comes out. So it is very important for me to tell you that please check that it's not possible to get any short for your own safety. And that means that if you are setting up the Aerokon screw completely inside clockwise, then you know that your coil should not touch it. And then you will adjust your airflow and the Aerokon screw will go down even more. So that's just important for me to tell you. But my setup is a little bit higher, and that works for me pretty good. So, some cotton. Yeah, that looks nice. The length of the cotton it's not completely the edge of the deck. It's a little bit shorter. And then I try to fluff it a little bit more. And then I try to check that my fiber ends are going down to the bottom where the feeding holes are. Please don't press your cotton inside. This is very important. Just bend it and just put it softly to the bottom, and it is very important that the fiber ends are definitely going down to the bottom. Otherwise it will not work or it will flood. So that's quite important. We're going to prime our cotton. We're going to put on the tank and check if everything is okay with the resistance and everything, no short, etc. And then we are ready to go, but we have to do one thing. We have to pull everything, so now the liquid control is closed. We have to pull the upper ring to check where is my logo, yes. And then we can open, and now this is a standard bottle, nothing special, 4 ml. Just filling everything, and then we are closing, pushing the upper ring and pushing everything, and liquid control is open and we are ready to go. So, what's the difference from the X to the Light Plus. I think there is, beside of the features, I mean, don't get me wrong, the X is, so my conclusion first, the X is a really good atomizer, and in my Kayfun history, there were a lot of models with a lot of problems regarding airflows. I had a lot of issues coming from the Mini V3, which was my very first high-end atomizers, and it was really hard because it always gurgled for me, and it did not really help anything. And then I had Prime, which was not brilliant in my opinion because there was no proper air compression because the hole under the coil was just a little bit too big. Then the light has had the same airflow issue for me for my tighter MTL setting as the Mini V3, and then the Light Plus came out with the Aerokon system. And the Aerokon system is finally a really revolutionary airflow system, which really works for tighter MTL settings. And I'm totally happy that now we have the X version with the Aerokon and with fantastic features like pulling and closing the liquid control and pulling and opening this great mechanism here for the top fill. It's really, really good. What is my niggle? And by the way, before I forget it, it is 24 at the bottom part, but here on these cutouts and stuff, it is 24.6, just for you to know if you are using this on any special side-by-side mods, etc. If you are putting this in any kind of, I don't know, mod, 24.6, important. So, from time to time, I have a little bit of a gurgling. Maybe it's coming after 10 draws, I don't know. This is not a problem at all because I think you have three options. The first option is that from time to time you just take a draw without pressing the fire button and every kind of condensation is gone. This only occurs on tighter MTL settings, which are, let's say, 1.2 and tighter. The other solution for this is that you are releasing your fire button just a little bit earlier while you are taking a draw. So that also works. Absolutely not an issue. I thought, okay, why does it occur? Because on my modified Light Plus, it does not occur, and in my opinion, this has something to do with my modification on the Light Plus, which is now just for me perfect because I have a lot of airflow coming from the outside, and then I have this inner slot here, which is then compressing the air and furthermore compressing right under the coil. Here, when you remember the beginning of the video, I showed you the outside ring with 6 holes and the inner ring before we're going to the Aerokon system, which has 8 holes. And I just think that it has something to do with that, but this is just a guess, of course. So all in all, this atomizer works really, really good. It's a good atomizer. It's a very, I think Svoemesto can be proud of this 10 years anniversary edition because it is really good, and I think it is the best Kayfun ever made. So really, really good. I think that's all to say. It was pretty long, but yeah. Thank you for watching. It was quite long. Have a nice one. Cheers.